Hey y'all, Craig Wall, Georgia Trapping and Fishing. I picked me up a pretty good sized coyote job starting next week. And I need to make sure all my traps are ready to go because I'm not going to have time to do any of this next week. And I guess if any of y'all saw Stoney's video, you saw that we dyed and waxed some traps the other day, so I need to go through and make sure I don't have any wax on my dogs or take care of them. So I'll show you how I get started. First thing I always do is I go through each one and make sure all my swivels are in good shape, all my S-hooks are good and tight. Make sure. Then next thing I do is I make sure all of them's got my trap tags on there. And then what I do is I usually just make sure everything's moving good. Pans are moving all right. After you wax them, sometimes they tend to get a little slower, but I don't like a quick pan anyway. I don't like to just drop when I let go of it. So next thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and clean off any excess wax, and I just inspect all my springs, all the parts. I'll show you how to do that. Alright, just if I got any drips on it, I just shave them off. Usually don't have it, but these did. So then what I do is I go in here, and on my dog, these are all waxed over. I go down just near the end, enough for it to catch that pan. And I scrape off all the excess wax that are on it. Because if you don't, that thing will fire so fast you can't keep up with it. You want to try and keep all your traps consistent, or I do. I like to keep them all consistent. I run somewhere around 2 to 3 pound pan pressure. I know some people run them a little heavier, some people run them a little lighter. It's all what you like. But 2 to 3 pounds seems to work good for me. So got the dog good and clean. Go in here in the pan now. I clean it out from here, because that wax will make them fast as greased lightning. Alright, got that good and clean. Now what we'll do is we'll set the trap, make sure the pan's level, and then we'll check our pan tension and make sure we're running between 2 and 3 pounds of pan pressure. So we'll swap over here, and I'll do that over here. Okay, go ahead and set this thing. Alright, you can see the pan's sitting level. Then what I do, I take my trap tester. Each one of these are 1 pound, so I like to run it between 2 and 3 pounds. So you can see that. Alright, that one's running about 2 pounds, so that's okay. And if it's running 3 pounds, that's okay. I don't mind. Either one's fine. I just want it to have a hair trigger and I don't want it to be so slow it don't go off. All right, well, I've got these all done. I got these to go. So it looks like I'm gonna wind up having to buy me probably about another 2 dozen traps, because I thought I had more number 2s than this, but I don't. So I run number 2s for Duke number 2s for coyotes out here. I spent most of my money last year getting more beaver traps. So I'll probably have to order me 2 more dozen number 2s. And that's all I have to do. The traps, they're ready to go. I just always double check them. And now I have to get my supplies ready. I better do that. Okay, y'all, out of all these traps, I wound up finding 2 traps that didn't have a tag on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick me some tags on right quick. And these traps will be a done deal. So just got me a little clip here. Squeeze them on there good, because I've had critters take them and eat them slap off the tag, so you'll wind up having to replace them. If you're getting into trapping, you need to make sure you buy yourself plenty of trap tags, because you'd think that once you got them you're good to go, but it don't happen like that. These coons are the worst ones to me about eating them off, but coyotes, you know, they'll chew when they're caught. I've had them chew the dogs off my traps and bend them all to pieces. They'll chew these tags off. It's just nervous chewing, I guess, or either trying to get out of it, or not real sure. I always order me extra 100 traps and fasteners. That way, you know, in the middle of the season, if you start losing them, you got plenty of replacements. I bend them over. It's generally a little better on them. That way they don't just rip them off or chew them off right quick. Alright, so that's all these traps are done. Everything's been waxed, dyed, waxed, tags on them. So now it's time to swap over my stuff from beaver trapping over to coyote trapping. I got 24 more ordered to be here Wednesday. So all I'm gonna do with them is dye them. No, all I'm gonna do is all I'm gonna do with the new traps is just degrease them and put them in the ground, and I'll dye them and wax them next year. So we're going out here and we'll swap everything over. All right, we're gonna get the traps swapped over. Get all my beaver traps. Get them off the 4-wheeler. Put them down here in the bin. Got all my beaver traps in here. I got a few 160s in here that I use for mink sets. Put them on top. Setters, won't be needing them either. 160's back in there. Top. All right, we'll pull over to the barn and load that up now. All right, guys, this is pretty much everything I'm swapping over. Got my brush, got my pan covers. I got some extra S hooks. Got 3 different color tapes out there. I'm gonna mark each trap line with a different color so it'll be easier to keep up with it. I got my sifting pan, got my cutters and my pliers. I'm going to carry I got my wolf fang anchor setter. I just use this rod to make my bait holes with. My digging tool. I'm going to carry some sheep's wool with me. I may not carry that whole big bag. I may just put it in a gallon freezer baggie. And I got my knee pads. And that's pretty much everything I take when I go set my coyote lines. I'll put all my baits and lures around the outside, but I won't put them on there till we get ready to roll out of here. So I guess that's pretty much everything I carry with me. I may have a little extra stuff on the four-wheeler, but I got a small spade shovel I carry. But that's pretty much everything I take with me when I go set my coyote lines. Alright, we'll get them loaded up. See if we can get them in the four-wheeler. I don't know how many of them will get in there. Well, it looks pretty good. Got them all in there. Alright. Let's see. Get our bag. Get the bag loaded and we ought to be ready to go. Alright, y'all. I appreciate you sticking around while we swapped everything over. I reckon that's going to do it. We're pretty much set up, and if everything goes all right, we'll be getting some traps out next week. So I reckon I'll see y'all on the next one.